We're open 10 hours a week, and I paid my entire rent for the whole thing in one day. We're going to be doing 100K months on Walmart, primarily WFS. Don't file bankruptcy. I don't recommend it. 0 out of 10.
And so what happens? I have to pay the deductible. What I did, I uploaded all the policies to ChatGPT and just asked it questions.
The taste in my mouth from Amazon FBA in 2024 is real bad. And I haven't sent in a shipment in 2025 at all to FBA. I am a content creator. You guys are content creators.
Every piece of content on the internet is made for one of two reasons: is to make money or to get validation.
Hopefully in a year, I'm on a freaking TikTok shop affiliate yacht. I just got to show my butthole and then I can make crazy money. My biggest advice to somebody for business stuff: skills stack. You're almost never wasting your time learning a business skill. Work super hard, enjoy your family, go sell some crap on the internet. I'm rooting for you.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Side Hustle Experiment podcast. Today we have Cody Does Walmart. He is the self-proclaimed most handsome Walmart seller. Probably the most handsome one we've had on the podcast. So we're going to be talking everything Walmart, Amazon. Him and his wife have been doing TikTok shop. I'm interested how that is going. So thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, I'm always game to hop on and talk to you guys. I listen to the podcast and I'm a fan, so happy to come on and shoot the crap a little bit. So
yes, sir. I think this is number 3, right?
Yeah. I think so. This is So I mean, this is becoming a thing. When do I get a co-host T-shirt at some point, or a hat, or?
Dude, we'll have like 5 of them. We've been having tons of recurring guests, but you know, we like the conversations. It's less interview, more conversation, so it's fun. But you were saying before this, you were a retail employee. Was that like a joke, or have you started a retail store?
No, I have a legit. You want to? Can I give you a tour?
Yeah.
All right. So this is my retail store. Hopefully there's not any customers in here. I hope there are customers in here. So this is all me. Wow. I employ this beautiful woman here, McCarson's Toy Store, and we're just doing. Here, I'll give you the outside view too. That's why I'm late. I had a customer that was in here talking forever. So this is my. So this part is a toy store, and then back there is the warehouse, which is where I'm recording. So hopefully the audio is not too terrible walking up here, but yeah. We got an incredible deal on the spot, and so we're liquidating our eBay store right there. It's all $1 if you want to come to our store. You can come and if you sell on eBay, it's a gold mine. And we basically closed down that side, and then we're doing the retail. We're open 10 hours a week, and I paid my entire rent for the whole thing in one day. So we had a really good win last week, where just a really good sales day, and so pumped about it. But yeah, that's my lowly retail job. I'm just working at a cash register at the store.
So are you buying products specifically for that, or is it just liquidating?
Okay, so my formula is this: we buy for Walmart, but I prefer items that are a home run for Walmart, could be liquidated on Amazon, and that would sell good in the toy store. So we want to be toys and candy up there. So it puts our category kind of more heavy on toys, but I could liquidate 70% of the stuff one way or another at any given time. So it doesn't make me lose as much sleep at night that I'm inventory heavy. So I mean, we've got so much freaking inventory with toys and things like that. And we're merchant fulfilling on Walmart, which I hate. Merchant fulfilling on Amazon, which I'm not doing any more Amazon FBA until they start behaving better. And so then we have, we basically put 1 or 2 units up there, and then everything else is kind of stored, behind me. We have a couple hours a day where we merchant fulfill, and then we're open Thursdays and Fridays to the public. So.
Yeah, dude, the goal is just survive till November, December, and then you're gonna get rich. I'd say you'll probably liquidate the whole thing if you can make it that long. Yeah.
Hey, Toys is a great category, man. I mean, month over month, we do pretty like we do a good bit of toy sales on all three platforms. Like stuff sells, you know. And I have a guy. This is the secret. This is the secret sauce. This is the key to my whole business strategy. I have a guy that shops retail arbitrage heavy in Atlanta, and we're buddies. And I pay him to shop for me, and so he buys up to whatever his budget is, and then he's like, "Hey, I found this store that they're marking crap down," and so I go and meet with him once a week. We've been doing it for months now, and I get a carload of stuff at a time with like just crazy retail arbitrage buys, like just like crazy prices, so like dollar, $2 on some crap, and so as someone who's not a millionaire yet, that big margin is real nice. Like we like that. So
Awesome.
Wow. So everything in your toy store is coming from like basically RA.
almost exclusive. Oh well, so I have a group. So I mean, there's leads that I buy. Like what I like to buy is the stuff that's obviously not going to stay in stock. Like Target just blew out like a certain brand. Like it was just like a crazy deal across the entire series. They're like little like cars. And they just like it was just a crazy low price on everything in the series. So we bought real heavy. Now I probably spent $2,000 or something on, which for us is a big investment into one thing. So like we're looking for the opportunity to buy OA stuff, but I mean consistently we're probably, I don't know, 60-70% or more RA month over month is what we're focused on.
Wow, that's kind of crazy to think. What do you like most about the retail store?
Just a big old fat margins, just freaking profit. Like you walk into a Walmart and you find, say, a Squishmallow toy, or like James is a moderator in my Discord, and he like he finds just crazy stuff. And so like we have this, I'm sure you guys have it too. It's like a stock checker. And so like say a Squishmallow that's regularly 19.99, it's marked down to like $1 to $5. You just type it into the thing. It within a 50-mile radius, you can see every store that has them, what aisle they're on, and what price they have them at. And then you just drive out, and like I get the OA to prep hype. Like these guys are like, yeah, it's Wi-Fi money, man. I'm on my freaking yacht or whatever, killing it. And like I love that for them. But for me, buying something for $2 and selling it for 19.99 or 29.99, like that business is exciting to me, because you can, without leveraging a ton of cash, you just kind of leverage your street smart kind of, like finding crazy deals. You leverage that, and the margins there. So even if say I buy 100 of those, that's $200 to $500. But as soon as I sell through a third of them, the rest is just, I mean, it's just free money. It's just, just inventory that you have, and those will sell too. But it in my mind, it's lower risk, and you can, it's less repeatable on the exact same SKU. So yeah, there might be some RA dummies, but like the OA to prep, like some of that stuff is brutal. Because you're like, I can get it at Target for $5 and I can sell it, but then by the time you get it, it's always available at Target. And so like that I think that's a little bit harder. And so yeah, that's what I like about retail arbitrage. Like it's not crazy uncommon to find, you know, like a what 200%, 300% ROI. You're multiplying money for real.
Yeah, and you can make tons of mistakes, and they're not really mistakes. When like, yeah, I was an OA to prep guy. It's like, dude, you make a big mistake, you're kind of in big trouble because your margins are like 10%. So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying there for sure, and I think, yeah, that's a bit of the non-transparent part, right? Like these people doing 2 million, $1 million a year, but it's like, okay, you're making 10%, 8%, 5%, when you could be doing 500K, but if you're making 30% margins, you're doing like just as good as they are. So yeah, I definitely get the appeal there. How's Walmart going? I know we talked about it a lot last time. You still focus pretty heavy on that?
Yeah, that's the goal. Our main goal everything we're doing is focused on getting to 6-figure months. We want to be doing 100K months on Walmart, primarily WFS. So that's our, if we have one big business vision, that's it. And if it takes a decade, it takes a decade. Like I'm not willing to over leverage. I'm not willing to like get in a hurry about it. We're working and we're building, but not in a way that I had a bankruptcy. I think we might have talked about it before, but like we've done that in the past. Like we've ran and leveraged and just been crazy, taking crazy risk with the business to the point where we lost it all, a few years back. And that freaking sucks. Don't file bankruptcy. I don't recommend it. 10 or 0 out of 10. And so, for now, we just look at it real pragmatically. We have this amount of money. We're both willing to work this amount of time. My wife is a CrossFit coach, and I do this, and we have XYZ amount of hours. What's the very, very most we can do to get to our goals, without over leveraging, without not getting home to play soccer with the kids, and things like that. So it's definitely slower, probably less glamorous, and I'll be real happy when my take home pay is like double what it is, because I'm not getting on a yacht anytime soon. But it's a good life. It's viable. One thing I can say about my model is it's viable, and I'm not sure I would say that about some of the other setups that I've seen long term.
Yeah, 100%. I'm curious. We've probably asked you this before, but I find it interesting when we talk. You just seem like passionate about kind of what you're doing, and it seems like the money is obviously like the goal, but it's like you're less money inclined or whatever. So, what is your kind of like goal with things long term? Do you see like would you want to just scale this up exactly what you're doing more and more and more, or do you have other plans and do you want to get the yacht and stuff, or do you? Well, I don't know. Is that I don't know if I worded that correctly, but I'm just kind of intrigued to hear your mental like what you kind of want out of all this stuff because you are like different than a lot of other people. It seems you just really love what you do, which some people they kind of do, but
Yeah, I mean, heck, I'll take a yacht one day, maybe. But so I got 6 kids, and I really like playing soccer with them, and like, just doing crap with the family. Like I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. Big picture, what really drives me, I want to do nonprofit stuff one day. So I want to make this a viable business without me, grinding and clouds and dirt hustling, just doing the thing. And I actually like that stuff. I like most of that stuff, but I don't see myself, we build this to 3 million, which is super possible in a and by the time I'm 40, we grow this store brand arbitrage machine to 3 million. We're making, whatever profits are to where we can pay ourselves 10% of that. Because people get it all confused. They say, I'm making this much money. It's like, what you make, what you profit, what you actually pay to yourself, and it like when your margins are slim, it gets real low, and then you mix that with taking on more debt every month. Like I'm a huge proponent of people just operate on cash, just go slower, just go a little like don't be crazy with the leverage stuff. But yeah, long term, I think if I get to 3 million, paying ourselves 10% or somewhere in the neighborhood of that. Blended margins are great. I don't know if I want to go to 6 or 30. I'm not sure that that's interesting to me. Like I think at that point I would like to spend my time. I had real rough, upcoming, and I want to help kids that are in the system, and like the underbelly of the foster care system in America, especially in poor rural areas, is disgusting. Like I won't get into it, but like it's real gross, and so like I want to do more to help with that kind of stuff.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I get your thing too about not 30 million a year. It's like, yeah, is that even worth it? The effort you'd have to put in and the stress is probably like 10 times, 20 times what it would be to just, grow at 3 mil, grow at the 5 mil, in that kind of range, which is like
Yeah,
entirely possible. A decade is probably pushing it. You probably do it way quicker than that.
maybe I think so. Like
Yeah.
I've thought about like what would need to happen for XYZ to happen, and like it's totally possible. Like, with arbitrage, one beautiful thing is you could have a crazy month, and I've had crazy months where you grow your amount of cash on hand by 20 or 30,000. Like, could totally happen, happen right now. And that one of the big reasons I still have a group is because I get paid to make the systems to find those opportunities. So like I'm in there, like I have a team of VAs. I'm in there weekly, almost every day, looking for that next chlorine flip or that next seasonal flip that you can turn a $99 product into $249 or something like that. And so like uh could totally happen. Like and when it does, I'm super okay with taking that balance away for a little bit, and playing a little bit less soccer with the kids, or a little bit less whatever, and just grinding on those amazing opportunities, and then kind of coming back with balance after that. And I've done that recently. Like, you find a home run opportunity, like some of these groups, like Flip, I'm not an affiliate, I'm a member, but I'm not anything for those guys. But they made me so much money one month, like 4 years ago, that I said I'll never leave the group. Like, just crazy money, and like you just need one or two of those flips, and you pay for a group or consulting or membership or something like that. Like I used to think paying for any of that was dumb, and my opinion now is like I bought a coaching package from somebody that I think like I'll know most of everything that they say, but that one little thing can like really, really have outsized returns. And so, I don't remember why I was talking about all that, but yeah, that one of my big reasons for still having the group is having those systems looking for, that next big thing that could, you know, really change the game, and put me ahead 6 months or a year potentially.
Yeah, Sadiq. That's the second time we've heard that 2 episodes. Sadiq said, what was the quote? It was like, the quickest way to your goals is to just show up every day because you never know when you're going to get lucky.
Yeah.
That's like the exact thing, dude. Which that was how my reselling stuff went. It was like really most of your profit can be made in like 2 weeks if you just know what you're doing. Then you know how to maximize the opportunity. You're going to make like 50K on a product and it's like, bang, that's it. That pays for a long time of stuff, which I think people probably don't understand that. And it's hard to even visualize that happening, but you just got to keep showing up and all it takes is one.
Look at Sadiq. That dude is freaking killing it, and he's 100% OA to prep if I remember right. Like
Yeah.
that guy's like killing it, and it's like holy crap, like maybe at that level you start thinking about yachts. You start thinking about like maybe we could take this to 30 million. So yeah, like kids going places.
Yeah, he was telling us that he wants to do well, he wants to get a coaching and then like get his own warehouse and like serve the clients, like get this kind of flywheel going to where he can make it really, really big. Yeah, I think those guys have like a different skill set that are doing that much money. They just know the shoes and they know the loops. Like he talks about this guy that was doing 6 mil a year that just like runs these loops. Like you're saying, when you find a loop that can make you 30K, well, if you have
Yep.
200K in capital, bro, you can make so much money with that kind of
Yep.
stuff. So I guess that guy just is constantly finding them. And when he finds one, that's like his whole thing, which hopefully we interview him soon. But like, I want to learn, is he just, when we get a canceled order, is he just like, okay, it's canceled? Or is he setting up the systems to like, this will not be canceled. I will clean this place out. And that's how he gets to $6 million a year in like just a few years of doing it, which that stuff to me, that's like crazy.
I get it. I could say, I mean, as someone who has been buying every single day for years, I understand this like completely, and I could take more loans right now. I could if I wanted to. I'm not going to because I don't sleep as well at night when I have, too much leverage. But the one giant thing holding me back is I just run out of money. Like I told James, like we were searching for. He's in Florida. I'm in near Atlanta, and so like we share notes because I'm not ever gonna really go into his backyard, and he's never gonna come over. So like we're sharing notes like pretty closely with one another, and I was like, man, I could have spent 50,000 more dollars this weekend. Like, you're looking at Walmart clearance, Target clearance, Sam's Club. Some of these, it's repeatable. It's pretty much the same crap when you go to the next store and then the next store. And then, I'm only buying the home run stuff. So I'm leaving the other stuff that's really, really good, but it's not a home run because I have, a limit on capital. And so I always say that, and I'm like, somebody's going to be like, I'll loan you some money, because like I would be a great bet if you wanted to loan me money, but I'm not taking any more money. And so like that's kind of my like, we have a limit. We're pretty, in that neighborhood. I'm not taking more money. We're making great money with what we have, but my big limiting factor is just capital. So like what you said about Buddy, that's just washing cash. Absolutely. I know a guy you wouldn't even know he's a reseller, and he's doing that. He's got however he's come across it, however he's made that much. Like he's just washing the money through and making 20%. I mean, just hand over fist, and killing it with the kind of stuff you're talking about. You wouldn't even know. Like it's a travel page. You wouldn't even freaking know he's a reseller, and that's how he, really. And then you stack on top of that cash back on credit cards. You stack on top of that Rakuten, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So
yeah. Did you see that when you
Yeah.
do this? It makes a little thing. That's pretty cool. I didn't know it did that. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, but if I ever come back to doing it, which I have a bunch of questions about Walmart. We'll get more into that stuff because I'm moving locations soon. It's like I have more of an area to prep, so I'm thinking more on the Walmart side and just doing it like this, like we're saying, like looking, which it's hard because you think you're just going to come across that shit, but man, you got to work every day to come across it. It's not like you can just get on your computer and find some 50K profit flip. It's not like that, but maybe I'll do that in the future. But what do you got, John?
Yeah, I feel like what would you say to the person who, it's so funny, like you've probably seen it, we've all probably seen it. It was like, we all kind of, well, Drew didn't, but like you do books and then they have all these like graduations and like, it almost seems like it's full circle the other way where I went from books to OA. The next like thing would be wholesale and then private label or whatever. It seems like when most people got to OA, that was like the holy grail. But I'd probably argue the best model right now is probably RA. Like, would you agree with that?
if you're willing to walk into stores, and so and I don't know, it's so different. Like, what are your goals? What are you willing to do? What do you like to do? How much money do you have is a big one. Because like Sadiq, somebody like him that's just killing it and has a bunch of cash behind him, it would be crazy. It would be ridiculous for him to be walking into a Walmart one by one the way I'm doing it. And when I say it out loud, I'm like, oh shoot, like, I know I'm just a freaking loser, like holy crap, like. But it's really the truth that, like, if I had $100,000 that wasn't attached to a loan that I could just pour into my business, I don't know if I would be doing retail arbitrage at scale the way I'm doing it. So I think is it scalable? Absolutely. But it would at some point it becomes a game of like hiring other people and building infrastructure for them to shop, them to be paid based on potential profit, blah blah blah. Which I'm doing some of that. So I mean, maybe it's scaling in that way. I don't know if I would say any of them are the best. Like, honestly, the best opportunity long term, probably private label with an exit. I mean, you get you get a brand built, you get sales going on multi-channel, multiple channels, TikTok, Walmart, Amazon. You have a real track record of recurring sales or subscribe and save or something like that, and then you just sell it. And I think that's a really good opportunity. But the average person getting into it, hey, I've got $500. How do I get started? I can work part time on this in the evenings. Retail arbitrage is absurd. Like, you can turn $500 into 1,000, into 2,000, into 4,000, especially if you don't have to pay yourself. If you don't have 6 kids, you have to pay a salary on, like I do. Not complaining, but like, especially if you're not taking that cash out of the business every month, like, it's absurd what you can do with retail arbitrage. So to grow a dollar, 15 cents into trying to turn 15 cents into $1 million or whatever the rap song is about that. Retail arbitrage for sure. If you already have some cash, you're really, you're coming into it with money. I think OA is the separator, because there's lots of people who do OA, but they're not good at it and they're not getting better at it. But the people who are really, really good and competitively good at OA, like, they know their stuff and they're really like getting better, and they like know this stuff, they have some real experience, those guys are killers. You wouldn't even like the prices that some of those OA guys are getting is crazy. And everybody says, well, you get cancellations and blah blah blah. Yeah, so get better at it. Like figure it out. Like just figure out what's the answer. If they can do it, you can do it. So that'd be my answer.
I'm curious, how much does it cost when you talk about like salary between you, wife, 6 kids to live like a decent life? I don't know if you're willing to say that, but can you tell, like, what give an estimate in
So
that ball? I'm just curious because I might pop out 6 kids one day, man. You never know.
it's not cheap. So we live pretty humbly. We live pretty humbly. What we pay ourselves is above the poverty line for a family of 8, but it's like we're not going to like an international travel or anything, not on our salary. So what my wife does for CrossFit is like super duper part time, and then she homeschools and mainly works with the kids. So she doesn't really get paid from the business. But we do a salary plus 3.3% of all sales across all channels, and so normally that comes out to above the poverty, like it's above the poverty line, but some months it's like way higher than other months, and so yeah, I'm not a rich man yet.
What about health
Uh,
insurance?
yeah,
Is that-
we have health insurance through a local independent agent. So we just said, "Hey, what do I got to pay? We got to have this," and so yeah, we pay up for it. Oh, we also have life insurance, and I don't have all the fringe stuff after that, but there are options. It's
Is
not
health,
cheap,
health insurance bad?
like the cost of it.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know what I pay. I actually don't know that off the top of my head.
I'm just curious
I
because
don't.
people always. I don't know if you guys have got this question, but when you go self-employed, you just hear people say like, "What are you going to do about health insurance?" It's like, dude, fucking pay it. Obviously, like, what else am I going to do? You got
Yeah.
to have it. But
It's
I'm always
it's a
curious, like, man, you got to have like a hefty bill with it. We just talked to somebody about it too.
Yeah, we don't have good health and like great health and like if I get hurt, like when I had my jujitsu injury a while back, like it was a bill. I mean, and so yeah, I don't know the specifics on it, but I mean we pay up and it's not great. So if there's any commentary on that, it's that I think it's a racket. As coming from a previous insurance guy, by the way, that's what I did before reselling. So
Oh,
it's all a racket.
talk a little bit about that because I just recently decided to turn 26, so I had to get health insurance, and I was like, dude, what is this, man?
That
This is like
sucks. Yeah.
ridiculous.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that
Why do
sucks.
you think it's a racket? I'm intrigued.
Okay, so you have to pay it. The society is built around you having to have it. By the way, you should have life insurance too, for all the same reasons. But when you need it, it's all the bad parts of like the government forcing you to have it, but then all the bad parts of it being private too. So like when you need it, you have to fight with these, just they're either incompetent or malicious, whichever one you want to choose. And like the people who were very, very frustrated because they had large medical bills and then had to, whatever because like just you hear crazy stories. Like I understand their frustration because you're like, I pay out the nose for health insurance, and then when it comes time to for them to pay, they fight you on every little thing. And on top of that, part of their job is to kill you with paperwork. So like you you owe this amount, but then there's another form and another form and another form, and if you don't do all those things and then go through their system, then you have to pay more and then pay more. And to anyone who is like gets sick or has some sort of like ongoing thing, like I can imagine that like just that could really mess somebody's life up. Having to have medical care and then having to like pay for it all, dealing with the insurance people, like it seems like a nightmare to me. So
Yeah, I just recently watched a South Park episode where they were like outlining that, like going back and forth to the thing. And it's like, dude, this is like real. They're making fun of this, but like that's actually how health insurance is. It's insane.
I'm like so pro business, but I almost don't understand. Like, I think almost all insurance, like obviously they have to make money, but it should, and they make a crap ton of money. It should be like a sliding scale. It's like if you don't use all of it, maybe they don't have to give it back to me, but maybe it's like applied to like the deductible at a later time, right? Like that's the only thing that like I feel like I'm like very fortunate at this point where like the only thing I really worry about is like getting sued because that could really like screw you over.
Yeah.
The health insurance, I don't really worry about it because I think my deductible is like $6,000, and that would really suck to have to pay it. But like after $6,000, it's capped and like you're good for the rest of the year. Obviously, a couple of years added up, like with $6,000 like hits like that, not great. But I've never hit the deductible or even come close, and I've been self-employed for almost 6 years now, and it goes up every year. And I feel like every
Yeah.
year I use less and less of it. I mean, maybe when I get older, I'll use a lot more of it, and that's like kind of how that's baked in. But it's just crazy to me.
And do you
Yeah,
think it
they're
should be
still not
public?
profitable.
Oh,
Oh,
what is it? Go
sorry.
ahead.
What was that?
I
Yeah.
was wondering if you
So
thought it should be public or private. You know, that's like the big debate, and I think that's probably why it's the issue is where it's like split like that. Do you think it should be
yeah.
like privatized or like a government thing?
Yeah, I don't really have all the answers. I don't know. But I'll say this: you can't reform the insurance without reforming the way that the healthcare system is built up, or build and like subsidized and all that. So like the cost of an X-ray in Mexico or Canada versus the cost of an X-ray in the United States. You can't if you privatize it, you have to privatize it, and so you have to privatize the other side too. And I don't see how that could even like there would have to be so many like there'd have to be so many things fail and like so many people like just go completely under because it's propped up. Like I don't think they'll figure it out. Like I don't think there's a good solution. So that's my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
definitely
really
agree.
good point that you brought up too, because I was actually a couple years ago. It's not health insurance, but it's car insurance. Some idiot like we're literally going straight like this, and there's like a divider. This guy from the opposite side pops over the divider somehow, plows into my car. My car like almost like catches on fire, and the fire department's like putting all this sand on it or whatever. Turns out like he's out of state, has no license, has no
Uh,
insurance, all this stuff. And so what happens? I have to pay the deductible. Like, and they're like, you could sue him. I was like, he has no money. And
yeah.
like, why would I pay a lawyer to sue him? Like I don't understand. And like, I'm like,
Yep.
all right, I guess I'm just gonna pay this $500 and like try to move on with my life. But like in the instance of like paying for car insurance for like 20 years at this point, and then like you get hit and they're like, yeah, sorry, he doesn't have it, so like now it's on you. It's like, all right, that seems
It's
like kind of
true.
like a racket.
Yeah, so fun fact, that's called subrogation, and I'm going through that right now. I've been going through it since last Easter. So somebody they pulled out of their driveway and they ran straight into our car and they got out and filed a police report and the whole thing. Same situation. Didn't have insurance, and it was the guy that lives there. And I'm not suing him. I'm lucky that my insurance company is doing that. But I had to pay $1,000 out of pocket right there. Boom. It was like, nope, he's not insured. You're screwed. And so yeah, it's all a racket. Don't get me started. And as you get like the more you talk about it, like you'll start to get angry about it. So you, Drew, as a young 26-year-old man, my advice is don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Just pay it and just drink your coffee and whatever, live your life because it's not getting better. So,
Oh, I hate that, man. That's like it's but if no one speaks up about it, you know that nothing's gonna get done. I thought recently this is gonna sound bad, but I just got my health insurance through United Healthcare, and what just happened with them. I was like, well, at least I'll
yeah.
probably get a claim filled now. I mean, they're probably gonna look at their claims a little a little better here.
That's kind of
It's like,
dark. I thought about it earlier. I was like, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, there's a reason that stuff happens. Like,
yeah, it's like it's like not like the guys he had a reason. They didn't pay him out for his mom like dying or something or having some crazy surgery. It's like that. I think enough people talk about it, and obviously you don't want that stuff to happen, but something's got to be done because like people. I think it's the number one reason people go bankrupt is health insurance, right? Like healthcare.
Yep. You get that. I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but like that, I could totally see that. I'm so sorry, guys. 1 second. I'll listen. All right, love you. Bye.
34 minutes.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. So I don't know the answer, but yeah, that sounds right. I personally know, and like I bet everybody does, somebody who had crippling medical debt that wasn't covered by their insurance, that was over and above whatever, that caused them to have to, file bankruptcy. Like that totally happens. So
yeah. And you get on the phone with like the agents, dude. And that, like, for one, even the thing you sign up for, somebody's probably screwing you. That's what I went through. I like put my phone number on one of those websites, got like legit 50 calls. The first guy I took a call with, he gave me like a $450 a month insurance plan. I'm like, I guess that's all right. I don't know any better. I've never paid for it. And then I get on the call with the next guy. He's like, dude, that guy just screwed you. I can get it for you for like 150. And I was like, dude, you're telling me this guy just stole basically $4,000 a year from me and was just like okay with it? And the healthcare was no different. He was like, he just added on all this trash on top of your stuff. I'm like, that's insane, man. Yeah, to me, I know I shouldn't talk and think about it, but dude, it's just so frustrating. Because I just think about the average American, and I'm like, this is just horrible. At least I like can navigate the internet and like kind of see through that stuff. But dude, the average person just getting screwed. It's like very sad. I hate seeing that kind of stuff.
For anyone looking into health insurance, I did this. So like every year you get like an enrollment period, and you could either keep it or get more, or whatever you want to do. What I did, I uploaded all the policies to ChatGPT and just asked it questions. And I was like, okay, like if I had a cavity out of these 3 plans, like how much would it cost? If I had,
that's amazing.
And it was just like at the end of it, it was absolutely insane. So like there is one plan that costs. So for dental is usually less. So it was like $30 this plan, but they capped any and all work, which it didn't seem like that, like in the thing. But when I asked ChatGPT, and so they're just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need a lot of dental work, but like they're like, if you think you're gonna need a lot of dental work, the $5 plan would be better for you, because then like because I think the $30 plan like capped it at like $500. It was something so ridiculous. So if you had more than $500 worth of work, you're responsible for everything over that. But the $5 one, it was something like if you pay the $5, anything over a certain amount, you pay like 30% or whatever. So, but like I wouldn't have gotten that if I didn't load the 3 plans in there. And it was just like, they only put like, and then you got to upload like all the fine print, all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, hey, like, I was like, what happens if I got like hit by a car and needed like major surgery? And they were like, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, if you had this doctor, like, it'd be this much, and like you'd hit your deductible. So like, you don't have to worry about anything more than $6,000. And I was like, okay, cool.
I'm so sorry.
Like,
1 second, guys.
if you're still listening to the podcast at this point, you are into it and a fan, and we really appreciate that. If you could do us a solid and like, subscribe, and do all that stuff, it really helps the podcast grow. And secondly, if you could tag us on Instagram, just take a picture of what part you are at the podcast. If you like it, tell us what you think about it. Tag me at Side Hustle Experiment, and I will definitely share it. Now let's get back to the podcast.
We'll start now.
Oh, I have one more thought on the health insurance stuff. If you want to start back there.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So my big thought on it is all that stuff with them competing against each other. That's the answer, I think. So like the fact that you're looking at 5 different plans, I think potentially we need a Spirit Airlines type option, and then a Delta type like as they compete. I think that's the answer. Like that big picture, I think more of that and less of incompetent government is the answer. But don't let me get my Ron Swanson libertarian political thoughts going, because I try to keep that off of social media.
No, this is the pod to talk about, man. We like talking about that stuff. But I get it. It's like you don't really want to talk about that stuff. Let's shift it back to Walmart. I have a personal question. I feel like you'll have the answer to it. So I have all these Legos that I can't sell on Amazon now. Probably like $50K worth of retired Legos. And then someone told me, why don't you just sell them on Walmart? Have you seen is that more viable for me to do that? And or what do you think that your deal with the toys? So I just assume you probably know a decent answer for this. I have a bunch of
Yeah.
them. I just don't know how to get rid of them.
Are you paying to store them somewhere?
No,
Or are they just like at your house?
yeah, no storage.
Yeah. You should list them on Walmart. And if you're willing to ship them one by one, do that. Or do a WFS shipment. It's like ridiculously easy. Like get a big box, put 10 of each one in, send it to Walmart. They'll sell. And like Lego moves slower on Walmart than it does on Amazon for sure. But I mean, yeah, I would send it in WFS. Like that'll move. And instead of having to like lower your price to send it to like consign it with somebody like me or like something like that, like you would get around about the same as Amazon. Like it's probably in the neighborhood same, and some of them will be a lot more on Walmart too, I bet.
Yeah, I've got such rare sets, which I just need to look through them myself. But yeah, I was just hoping the prices were like kind of the same, or volume was even a little bit, because some of this stuff's rare, and it's like how many buyers are there even for that? Where Amazon, like you can basically just list any Lego and it's going to sell, even if it's 200K sales rank. I just didn't know
Yeah,
on Walmart is there enough volume to sustain like a 6-year-old Lego set or whatever.
absolutely. Yeah, it'll sell. Um, like uh, like I said, it sells slower than it does. Like whatever you would anticipate on Amazon, you know. So like if it's a 200,000 rank set, you might not want to send in 20 to WFS. Maybe you send in 2 or 5, and then just do that every month and space it out. But you can't really go off that either because some stuff is so different on Walmart. Like it'll just go crazy, and so it'll be some testing. But I mean, if you have 50 grand worth of Lego, like you'd probably rather have the cash with the profit back. And so Walmart's just as viable as Amazon for moving most stuff.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I just went home and saw it, and I was like, I bought them all back in 2020, 2021, that range, and like for 3 years they weren't
Sure.
really profitable. And then I look at them now, and
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, dude, these things are worth like 3 times what I paid for them. I could just liquidate all this, and I don't know does it get even more like does it get even better over time, or do they re-release sets? I know they do that sometimes,
Oh
but that
yeah.
kind of ruin it. So I'm just like, maybe I should just liquidate them now, get the 50K. It's probably better use now than waiting 2 years to get maybe 60 or whatever.
Yeah, they're not going to re-release it
You
most
don't think
likely.
so? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think like Legos go up over time. Like just as a general rule across the board, if you go to there's a website called Brick Economy,
Mhm.
and you can type in the set, and it'll tell you if it's guaranteed retired, and if it is, it's probably going to go up. Like peak, like if I'm in your shoes, I wouldn't liquidate it right now. Just put it at like a price you're willing to sell it at. But like 69.99 set might literally be 99.99 come October 1st or September 1st even of this year. Like it'll start to trend up like crazy because there's nothing really holding it down. There's no retail price Walmart, Amazon in stock because it's retired. So yeah, I love Lego vesting. Like I get real nerdy when I start looking at Lego leads because like you have a firm retire if it's retired, it's retired, and you can bet on everybody else going out of stock except for the people who bought it for resale.
Yeah. So would you even recommend liquidate at all then? If I don't need the money, let's say I need the cash, I'll do it in December or like, that Q4 range. But if I don't need it, do you think that it's pretty safe to just sit on a lot of these?
Yeah, I mean, if you got legitimate receipts, like there's no reason you couldn't just every Q4 just list them real high and then see what sells, and then so on and so forth. Just put your price high, like even on Walmart, even if the low price is 59.99, go ahead and put it in there at 79.99. You might still get sales, and uh I wouldn't be scared of a retired Lego set going back down in value. That doesn't happen. It's probably not going to go 10x. Like it's not going to go like to the moon or some crazy price, but it'll slow. Like look at the Keepa. Like you can tell a retired Lego Keepa. You can tell everything. Like it looks exactly the same on all of them. Like it just up, 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 and then at some point it plateaus.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll have to look at the brick economy things, like cross reference it and see, because I'd be intrigued. I know that stuff's like so lucrative. It's just now the issue is the no Amazon. We talked to somebody. We need to have that guy back on now. If he, I don't know what he's even doing now, but I bet that's difficult. With most people can't even sell it. Can you still sell it?
Yeah, I'm still my buddy got canned on Lego that shops with me. But yeah, for some reason I still have it, and so in my mind that's a huge asset. Like being able to sell Lego on Amazon is like that's a flex because going into Q4 this year, my strategy is going to be thinking a lot about those Lego sets that just kind of go crazy.
Dude, I can't even imagine how much money you can make if you can sell it now. Because I was looking at these listings that had like 90, 100 sellers down to like 20. And I'm like, man,
Hmm.
if they keep that for Q4, you're going to be able to A to A anything you want. You'll just be able to buy
Yeah,
like hundreds and hundreds of these things. If
yeah, it's
you're
a
the only
big
one that can sell
opportunity.
them. Yeah, that's
I,
massive.
I, Also, you might be gated on. Have you got ungated in Lego on Walmart?
No, I
Okay,
haven't
yeah,
even
you
done it.
need to. I would do that right now. Like when we get off, go ahead and submit for that because they take forever sometimes on doing that. Like if you do it now, you'll probably have it for this Q4.
Ooh.
And go ahead and ungate like some of the other big brands too. Uh, Squishmallow, Lego. What are some of the other ones? I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's any big brand that you would think you want in the future, go ahead and submit because they take their sweet time on ungating for whatever reason.
What's the process? Is it the same as Amazon?
You go to
I
no,
meant
it's
like the
different.
units. Yeah, do you
Yeah,
have to have 18 units?
I've seen people get approved with like a like one unit. Like I've seen people get approved with one unit from Walmart, buying it from a retail Walmart store and then just submitting it. What I tell everybody is it takes forever to do it. So just get like a real professional, good-looking invoice that would work for Amazon too. And so that's what I tell people. So get 10 units like it would be approved for Amazon, and then you'll just make a case, submit it to do that, and then they'll email you and ask you a bunch of annoying questions. Where do you buy your stuff? Do you drop ship anything? Some other stuff like that, and then you'll know the right answer. Put the right answer, and then they'll approve you from there.
Sweet. Appreciate it. This has been an educational episode. We learned how to ungate, how to see health insurance the right way, all this stuff. What else you got there, John?
Yeah, I want to maybe. I know you're very bullish on Walmart. So on Twitter, there's so many people who are like Amazon people to like just like shit on Walmart. So you
I
want to?
saw one yesterday. I was like, "What is this? This is the craziest!" Like, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's funny, like, because like all the so it's like almost counter. It's like, oh yeah, everyone's leaving Amazon, so going to Walmart, blah blah blah. So like, it's never been better. Um, but I kind of wrote down a bunch of stuff that I want to see if these are myths or not based on your opinion.
Okay.
So the first one, and these are all from like a Twitter feed, probably from the last 2 days, because I knew you're coming on. So they or so one said that Walmart will start charging a monthly fee just like Amazon.
Agreed. Walmart wants to be Amazon when they grow up. Yeah, that'll happen. Probably not this year. Maybe by next Q4, if I had to guess.
Interesting.
Maybe not though. And big answer is they're not doing it now. I've never paid a fee like that, and they haven't hinted at that. So like it's just wild speculation. But I do happen to agree. I think they will at some point.
All right. There's no volume on Walmart.
Completely wrong. Completely wildly inaccurate.
Interesting. If you run a mediocre Amazon business, Walmart will not be good for you.
I completely disagree. If you run a mediocre Amazon business, why not have Walmart and cross list the stuff? Like why not? Prices are a little bit higher, sometimes a lot higher. Fees are lower, sometimes a lot lower, and the process to do WFS is way simpler and cheaper time wise than to do FBA. So I would argue for WFS. If you're talking FBA versus WFS, it's absurd to like you can't say anything negative about Walmart. Walmart's doing it for free. Walmart's working for basically free compared to FBA. If I'm bullish on Walmart, I am bearish on Amazon FBA. I can't imagine scaling an FBA business right now. Like it to me, and I have a lot of friends that are big, like those Amazon, people that are talking about Walmart being negative. Like some of those are my friends, and so like take this with a grain of salt. But like the taste in my mouth from Amazon FBA in 2024 is real bad. And I don't plan on, I haven't sent in a shipment in 2025 at all to FBA, and I don't have any plans to. So,
Can you go
sorry, I
more into
ranted.
that?
My
I
bad.
actually wrote that down to circle back to that. Why did you
uh,
choose to do that? And kind of like, what do you?
yeah, Amazon is like what they're basically saying is we have this incredible opportunity, and because of that, there are too many sellers, and we don't actually care about most of them. So, F them. Like, screw those guys, and so we're just gonna raise our rates and raise our rates and raise our rates until some of those guys just go do something else. They go figure out Shopify and run ads to their own, website or whatever, and or whatever. Or if they're arbitrage sellers, until they go to Walmart or they go to Best Buy, which is talking about a third party platform. They go to Kroger, who has a third party platform. They go to Target, who has a third party platform. And so like Amazon's overplaying their hand. Placement fees, inbound, like the inbound cost of things, the process of having to figure out a new way to send it in every month, and then the split shipments, and then when it gets there, the fees that you're paying just for FBA in general. Like nobody's mad about them raising the FBA fees a little while back before all this, because they're mad about the new fees that they increased on the other side. And then I don't have any real confidence that if I send in $100 item, they lose it, that they're not going to send me like a $3 credit or something. So like, why would they? Like they don't have any real reason to keep me as a so like who am I? Like I'm not like even the big, like the giant sellers, 10 million and more, like they're not even really that big of a deal to Amazon. And so yeah, I don't know. I think Amazon is very clearly saying we're going to charge you more money, and we're not going to take very good care of you. And so yeah, I'm not sending in any, like every Amazon sale that we've made in 2025, other than the stuff that was just left over from 2024, has been merchant fulfilled. And that's our goal. That's our plan going forward, is like we're just not going to pay them. Like we're not going to do it. And you can't crap on Amazon because the opportunity is amazing and the volume is crazy. Like the merchant fulfilled even like still moves, and it's a really good place to sell stuff. But FBA specifically, not excited about. Bearish.
Any other things you have on that list?
Oh yeah, for the Walmart. Um, they're gonna start gating brands just like Amazon.
Absolutely. Walmart wants to be Amazon when they grow up. Like that's it's true. And I hope they do, honestly. For us people that have a aged Walmart account, like I started my account in like 2021 or something, like that would be a great thing. Like I don't mind doing some extra steps for gating. Like the fact that Drew can't sell his Legos on Walmart is like exciting to me, cuz like I can sell his Legos on, Walmart. And so like I think that's an opportunity. Um people look at gating as like a negative thing until they're ungated, and they're like, oh, we love gates, like let's gate more stuff, so that's my thought. But yeah, they definitely will. The opportunity at Walmart right now, it they're gonna raise fees. They're gonna raise, like they've got to, like they got to be having a meeting somewhere. They're like, if we just charged a $40 a month fee to these guys, we would boost our stockholders, blah blah. We would increase shareholder value by blah blah blah. Like that's got to be coming. Like it's got, like there's no way they're not considering that.
And then the last one I had is Walmart will eventually be like Amazon is today.
I agree. As much as I hate the thought of it, like it's corporate. Like it's gonna take years, and I think there'll be opportunity that exists right now that won't exist in 5 years. But like we got 5 years. That's a good thing. Like they're not gonna do it fast. it won't be an overnight thing, and it's not like Amazon buying Walmart or anything crazy like that. Like they're viable. Also, another thought: these those are content creators. They're creating content about this stuff. Like everybody forgets that if you're looking at somebody making a video about selling on Amazon or making a video about selling on Walmart, you're hearing it from a content creator. I am a content creator. You guys are content creators, and like if you're watching this, like I'm not saying that anybody's lying. There are definitely some that are happening, but to make it a little bit more fantastic, they say things like, there's no volume on Walmart. There's no, like Walmart sucks. Don't, why you shouldn't sell on Walmart in 2025 because it's gonna destroy your business. Like and subscribe. No. I'm not saying that's bad. No shade against those guys, but like, put it in context. You're learning about the opportunity from people who are thinking in terms of hooks and thumbnails, not people thinking in terms of like being a practitioner of flipping a Lego set and making money on it. And maybe they're both, but you're learning from the content creator side of them that wants you to be hooked and get the dopamine hit and just stay for the 3 seconds to watch the whole video and all that sort of thing. So
yeah, we had Grant Owen on the pod one time, and he said every piece of content on the internet is made for one of two reasons: is to make money or to get validation. And you have to like look at everything you look at on the internet and think, okay, is that person trying to get validation or are they trying to make money? Like, what's the angle they have there? That's a good way. If you don't put that filter on stuff, you just like dumbly just watch stuff and believe everything or whatever. Yeah, that's a good piece of advice to give people. Like, why are they saying that? And then you can kind of
yeah.
understand what they're saying a bit better.
Yeah, the TikTok shop thing that my wife and I are doing. So for anyone who doesn't know, we're doing TikTok shop, the affiliate. So the annoying people, you're scrolling, you're looking at freaking naked girls or whatever you're into on TikTok shop, and then it's my face. It's like, you should buy this coffee mug warmer because blah blah blah. That's what we're doing, and we're doing okay with it, but like it's made me look at content completely different because the people who are doing that and making great money doing it, like they're just good at short form content creation. Like they're just good at here's a hook, this gets you savvy. Here's a text hook. Up here you put, gay penguins or like whatever makes people stop scrolling to listen to me talk about this coffee warmer plate or whatever. And when you put it through the lens that everything you see online is not charity, it's just some guy making content as either part of their funnel or whatever reason because they want to build the biggest YouTube and get a YouTube subscriber base or whatever that looks like they're gonna make it more fantastic than it actually may be. And so like what you said, you just got to put a lens on and be aware of that stuff. So
Man, we are almost an hour in. We have just now getting to the TikTok shop. That was what we were most intrigued to hear about. So talk a little bit about that. So why did you do it, and then how's that going for you?
Yeah, we're done having kids. My wife wants a boob job, and so I was like, make that first 10, 12, 15 grand, whatever it is on TikTok shop. I'll help you. We'll do it. And so we haven't been paid out yet, but in our first month, we have potentially made, if everyone pays us that owes us, we made over $1,000 in our first month. And
Wow.
the time that went into it is probably we probably didn't make great money returns on time, but I learned so much, and I think I don't know if we'll make that in our second month because we got a retainer in our first month, which was really good, cool thing. Retainers where the brand pays you money to make videos without having to sell it, and so it's a really good opportunity. Like, there's a guy in my hometown. He came into our store. I had Funko Pops for sale. I was selling for $2 a piece because I just want these stupid things gone because I hate Funko Pops. And we got her talking. He made $370,000 from when we talked in the previous 7 months. He started 7 months before we talked. He made 370 grand. And then a buddy of mine that's in my Discord, he I ran into him and I bought him coffee, and he turned his TikTok shop around and he said, "Hey, this is how much I made." And it was like 10 grand or something in the previous month, and so that's kind of what got us excited about it. You just make short form content, and then the algorithm will like you on one or two of them, and it just we have a Ninja slushy. It's like a machine that makes whatever you're drinking
I have
into a
one
slushy.
too.
So yeah, and so you should do it. Get TikTok Shop and just make videos every time you talk about your slushy. Freaking sells. Those videos convert, and then you get 5 or 10 or 30% or whatever, and then and so also it's given my wife, like my wife has like she's really excited about TikTok Shop because long over time, like long term, like if we can really get that going, like 10 10 20 grand a month just for making dumb little videos. Oh, and we get so much free crap. Like I got a pressure washer, freaking, like, I mean, we've gotten like 50 packages of just like, they're like, oh, you make videos and you've sold over $500 worth of stuff, you pass. And then they just send you crap. Like, you just get all the creatine you could ever imagine. The freaking creatine guys, like, they all have a brand. But then also, like stuff that we actually want. You just go, we got a swing set. And then you just say, hey, I'm kind of interested in this. They're like, we'll send you one if you'll make blah blah, video. And so, yeah, it's a cool little thing. I don't know if it'll turn anything into anything. I think they'll pull the plug on it at some point. Like I don't know how it's like scalable. They're paying us too much, I think. But hopefully not, because it would be cool if if we turn that into something, a little cash cow kind of thing.
That's amazing because I'm definitely gonna do that. So I started doing TikTok Shop, and I think someone bought something. I made like $3, and then I just kind of been focused on the influencer program. I was making videos, and I got the Ninja slushy. It was kind of like an investment because I was like, I wonder if I buy this on Amazon, if I could recoup commissions by doing an AIP video. It didn't really work out because like the carousel, it's a long story, but that
Sure.
didn't really pan out. And then like I was like, oh, I got to get the TikTok shop going, so I need to get like engagement and stuff. So like I was like, all right, I'll just make some like videos. I saw people making with the slushy machine. So like I make a video like how to make a frozen mimosa, and then I did like one like
Yes.
how to make the Wendy's frosty or whatever. And like I didn't like they did like whatever 600 or whatever, which was good. And then I was like, this is like I don't have time for this. Like I need to like focus on AIP. And the other day I logged in. I didn't have when I had this slushy machine. I wasn't a TikTok shop affiliate yet. So then like I logged in the other day. I was like, I kind of forgot about this account. And the Ninja Frosty video has almost like 10K views. And I was like, oh
You're
shit.
losing money, bro.
And the Mimosa one had like 4K views. And I'm like, holy shit. Like they must have just like caught on later. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I should just start making these videos. And I started
you
looking, I
should.
saw your videos like start to pop up where you're like, this is back in stock, like get it quick, like all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh man, I definitely need to do this.
Can you hear him?
Oops.
Nope. I think it's recording separately, so we're probably good. John, can you hear me?
He logged off, or it kicked him out yesterday.
Shoot. Well, anyways, what he's talking about is like, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened is they went and watched his videos, and then they came to mine and bought, and I got commission on it.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say, long term, a lot of that stuff, those are like assets on the internet. Like you'll have videos that a long time ago that'll pop up and get 100. So I had a friend, he went to the military and he had made this video about magnesium. And this dude knows nothing, man. Like doesn't know about hooks, doesn't. I probably should save this for the podcast, but I'll tell it again in some way. But he went to the military for 6 months, basic training. And he called me one day at the end of his thing. And he's like, dude, I've made $600 from this TikTok video. Because I got him a TikTok shop account and stuff. I bought him one for $200. He made that video.
Yeah.
He had made $600. And he was like, this video has 80,000 views. And I left to go to the military and there was 1,000 views on it. And it just like exploded over time. So those things are like kind of assets that sit there. I do it right now. or I did it for like live, like those type of things, made like $40 and I haven't done it again. But my girlfriend did it for the last few months and she'll make like $50-$80 a week passively. And she hasn't even uploaded any videos. So I think I'm going to start doing that stuff too. Cause I just don't know if there's a better opportunity than that right now. And it's pure profit, dude. And that, you know how that feels. It's amazing.
Hey, John.
What's up? I don't know what the hell happened there. Just like
We
froze.
got, I assume you probably talked for a few minutes after you cut off because we kind of sat here and stared for a while.
Oh,
But
it's
okay,
fine.
we'll get back into this at 104:45. You can finish telling what you were telling. Go for it.
All right, yeah. So I got the Ninja slushy machine just like you did, and I was making videos for it, and I was like, these videos aren't taking off at all, and I was like, this is stupid. Like, you should just focus on AIP. And then I totally forgot about the account. I was like, I'm just gonna focus, and then I logged back in the other day, and the Wendy's Frosty video has like 10K views, and the
Amazing.
Frozen Mimosa one has like 4K views. I wasn't an affiliate then. And then I was like looking in the shop and I was like, damn, if you sell a Ninja slushy machine, I think you get $42.
Something like that, yeah.
And I was
It's
like,
pretty
holy
good.
shit. Like, all right, like this is gonna be the new focus now. Like trying to make these videos. Because they're not that hard to make. They're just like recipe videos. I saw someone put a bottle of Coke in one and it has like a
Yeah, I
million
mean,
views. I'm like, what
the
like what?
the guy that I know personally that I know is not full of crap. Literally, all he did is he has a product and he slams it down on the table and opens it up and says, "This is what it is." Blah 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 blah. Like he explains it in like a 14-15 second video, and one of those went to millions of views. And so since then, every single day he does 3 or 4 videos just like that, makes the exact same video, posting over and over and over again, and then it'll pop up. Sometimes it'll get like 10K views, sometimes it'll get 200 views, and then he's just waiting for the one to pop off that's gonna pop off. And yeah, so like some of these guys are just winning like volume, not quantity. And so my wife and I have tried both. We haven't. I think we had one that did like 20,000 views or something like that. And so you want a product that really converts when it gets views. That's the trick. And then you just make a good, a good algorithm video, the kind that just sucks you in that you can't look away from. That's that's the goal. I haven't figured it out. I'm a nobody and I've made nothing compared to most of these guys. But that's the game, is just put out 5 to 20 videos a day, grinding. I can't stand the live. Like doing live seems like there are people making crazy money doing lives, but the ROI on time doesn't make sense to me. Like what you were talking about it being an asset. In my mind, I'm building a catalog of these videos and I'll have the data from each one that did well, and then you just remake the ones that are doing well, recreate that same kind of thing. And then it just sits on the internet making you money over time. And a live doesn't do that. A live is clocking in my mind, and so I haven't done much of that. But hopefully in a year I'm on a freaking TikTok shop affiliate yacht, with the big money. So we'll see if we hit a home run with it. So
Yeah, me and John were talking about before this. I'm curious your thoughts, which I think I know what you'll say. We'll see. We were talking about like what does it take to make all the money on there? And he would say, well, a lot of it's just like luck. And I was like, I think it's science. Like I literally think this stuff is. I think people that are making the money every month, they know exactly what they're doing to like. And I could tell you were talking about the hooks and stuff. Do you think it's like more of a luck thing, or you think it's more of like you can get good enough to where you could replicate these videos?
some of them that have gone viral and done really, really well were stupid, ugly people with terrible videos. So luck is definitely, definitely a part of it. But if you want to make a plan that doesn't depend on luck, there's definitely a science to it too. Like you talk, like I pay to be in a group for other TikTok shop like people, and I'm just a member in there. And then I've done a couple of things. I bought a course, of course I did, because I just love spending money on stupid crap. And then I've consumed a ton of content from people that are saying I made $1 million or blah blah blah, whatever. Here's how I did it. And the common theme is you want a great hook. First 1 to 3 seconds makes them stop scrolling. Then you have converting a product that actually converts. That's big. And then you have a urgency with call to action. you need to buy it right now because it's on sale. I put the link below. Get it while they still have the 40% off or whatever. And if it has those three things, then the rest of it is just creativity. You're looking for a different angle. A lot of these guys, they just get the product and then they go and look at the top 5 videos that converted, or the top 5 videos that got the most views. You can see it in the TikTok Shop app. You just go down, you can see that below. And then you just go through and then you just, like, one guy copies it, like, word for word, straight through, just copies whatever the top video is. It's a good strategy, because if it got 1 million views without ad spend, you're guessing there was no ad spend, but it got 1 million views with that format before. There's a chance that it'll, the algorithm will like you, to recreate that, hopefully, fingers crossed. So we're doing a little bit of everything and just trying to figure out what works. So that's kind of our little hobby.
So what happens if it's not a hobby and you have a video that pops off the 10 million views and you make 60 grand? Then what do you do about this whole reselling situation you got going on? If you made like, let's say just a ridiculous amount, let's say your yearly income you pay yourself, you made it in one video. Do you rethink what you're doing right now?
It could totally happen. I'm a believer. I think it could totally happen. As it's set up now, the agreement that my wife and I have, that's a handshake agreement, is that's entirely personal money. The reselling business is a separate entity, and the TikTok shop is 100% personal money. But if that happened, I would insist on some of it, going towards, the business. My big picture, long goal, decade goal is I want to be 100K months on Walmart, and a nice little cash infusion after she gets, whatever she wants from it, and then 50 grand or something that really catapults the business. Like that would be my goal. Get to 3 million, have a viable business with repeatable processes that I can put, an overpaid employee in here doing what I'm doing now. And I think that's the decade play.
So you wouldn't think to like, okay, let's focus more on this than the reselling thing, even if it was popping off.
I make content because Gary Vee told me to in 2017, but I'm more passionate about the operations business than I am the content business. The thought, I mean, if I had one, I would want to have another one. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see there's ever a point in life where I'm like, I don't want to do quote unquote real business. I just want to make videos for TikTok or YouTubers. I don't think that's ever something really on my bingo card for myself. But who knows? Uh, it would be a giant disappointment to me if I didn't meet these kind of big, lofty, long-term goals that I have for the actual business. Which sounds so gross when I say it like that. Like that's not a real business. But in my mind, like my real goal is it would be the same. Or maybe it wouldn't. Who knows? I get 60 grand. I just go buck wild and it's like a TikTok shop guru, type person. That could be fun too. So.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so if you made 50 or 60 grand, like how much actual money, how many more can you make? Can you launch something that people will pay you a bunch of money? It's like, well, you could kind of make $1 million very fast if you can like make 60 grand from a video. Like now you have so much credibility, that could change your life really fast. That's why I was curious. It's like that stuff can happen fast, like that could be something you're thinking about in a few months on accident. You're like, whoa, now we have all
Yeah.
this reselling stuff, but if we put all of our attention here, we might make $1 million this year, which is that'd be like a tough crossroads to come to.
It would be. I'm a pragmatic person, so who knows what could happen.
That's sweet.
One thing I do here, like I'm in a group too. I'm interested to see. I'll ask you offline which group you're in. But supposedly, if you have like a 50, let's just say I think someone made like 30K in like literally a weekend just on one product.
Happens.
Supposedly, the after effect of that is like real brutal. Like, because like you're trying to chase that again, and like,
Yeah.
can you get it again? Can you not get it again? Supposedly that's the
Yeah.
hard part, but it's like, I don't know. I made 30 grand in a weekend. I think I would keep chasing it happily. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
It would definitely be in the back of my mind as I'm scouring the clearance section of Walmart to make $4 100% ROI, but a $4 profit on a product. And I'm like, It's kind of like OnlyFans. It's like, man, maybe I should start an OnlyFans. You see these people and they're like making big money. I'm like, I just got to show my butthole and then I can make crazy money. But real talk, the the viable business that I have my heart set on is the operations, growing to 3 million revenue, having the money to pay a very small team to do that, and then me go do nonprofit work eventually. So that's kind of that's how I think it'll play out, but it rarely ever plays out the way you think it will. So hey, who knows?
Maybe you show your butthole to get there.
Hey, I'm down. Yeah, no, I'm not really, but I am open, and I'm a pragmatic person. If TikTok Shop is really like, if it $1,000 in my first month, like $1,000 is life changing money to people in my area. Like I'm like, I feel guilty that I made $1,000, off of this, because it's like, what the heck, and so if we can double triple that and have the slow burn growth over time, like 5 to 10K a month, which is very doable, like in the circles that you hear people talking about this stuff, like it's very doable. I'm curious to see what happens long term, because I think my wife is more excited about it than I am, because it's like, oh, this is like a real thing. One of our big products was a milk frother. It's $8, and video converts amazing, and they went out of stock. And so a big portion of our sales was 10% commission on a $9 sale. And it's like, we just got to find that next converting product and make good creative that'll convert, or good creative that'll be friends with the algorithm to get views, and then you mix the views with the converting product, and you just get that commission over and over and over again, and that's a cool thing.
Do you use Qualidata or whatever, or do you just, or you know what I'm talking about? You use that?
Yeah, I'm so freaking cheap. I haven't bought it, but I probably will at some point. I want to buy it. I'm just so cheap. But I think it's a good idea. If somebody, here's a business idea for somebody: get that program, either whatever CMOS or Green Moss or whatever it is, and then Calodata or Calidata or whatever that one is, and then just make a list of this week's top 10 products based on the data. I would probably, I'd subscribe to that kind of service, something like that.
It's
Because
a great idea, like a leads list for TikTok.
yeah, like it leads us further. Yeah, these are the products, because like we have 4,000 GMV or something. So like, if I had that information, I just go to that brand and say, "Hey, send me your creatine gummies or whatever," and they're like, "Yes, sir, Mr. McCarson. Please make us some videos. We'll mail it to you for free," and I get that crap for free. And so like, having that as a potential, like, I think this is going to convert really well. That would be yeah, because like most people are just guessing. You're just hunting and peck. Like my friend Heather just got started. She started with stuff around her house. The product that's converting for her, laundry detergent that she already had in her house. Like, and so all that to say, I don't have many
Okay.
subscription. I should try it out though. I think it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. My goal is to start this somewhat soon to do it. I'm just like, should I just get that program off the bat and do it, or is it just like a waste of money? I'm being cheap about it too, which is probably like $150. Like it's not even expensive,
Yeah.
but I know I'm the same boat you are. But it's like, yeah, you're kind of just shooting in the dark if you don't have some kind of metrics to go off of. I guess you are just going out of your house and just hoping for the best.
Yeah,
So
we literally started like we didn't know anything. Like my personality is I'll just run into, like, I don't even care. Like, and so we started making videos on an Amazon product that we were reselling. We weren't even making products for the brand. It was a reseller on TikTok that had, there's no way it was going to convert. Absolutely no way it was going to, like, if our video had gone viral, they're not buying it at that price. And then we slowly figured out, oh, well, let's look for great deals. Oh, let's look for great deals sold by the brand. Oh, let's look for great deals sold by the brand that have sold a certain amount. And then you just kind of, go from there. But I mean, if you want to do that strategy for cheap, just go every TikTok shop video that pops up, follow the person, and then just, that's how I found my retainer. You just follow them, and it's whatever they're doing. like, oh, that brand must have some money for XYZ, or that brand converts. I should go check that out. And so you're storefront stalking, this is an arbitrage audience, storefront stalking this person to figure out, they're doing all the work to figure out a good product. And then like, there's no rules, like just get the product and then copy what they're doing, copy what they're doing. And so a big part of our strategy right now is figuring out products that convert. Like, we just got to find products that convert. And then, and like, if you watch our videos, like, they're not sophisticated or like really well done or edited. Like, we're just trying a bunch of crap and we're just kind of seeing where it goes. So like, don't take any of my advice. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a nobody doing nothing, but I would be really excited if we had a 10K month. Like, that'd be a cool thing.
We must know a little bit because I just now I've been talking about this. I got on Instagram. I rarely get on there, and one of the videos just popped up was something you had made a reel, and I like watched the video, although I didn't even care because it was like an Amazon Walmart thing. But your hook was
Yeah.
so good. I don't remember what it was, but your hook was so good. I was like, dude, I have to see what he says here. And you just said something that was normal, but I'm like, this hook just got me in the video. So I remember yours specifically, and I never watch content on like any of that stuff. So you're learning something about the hooks, that's for sure. You know a little bit of what you're talking about.
I want to get better at it for sure. And I mean, skills stack. So I mean, if I could give my son, my 11-year-old son, my oldest kid, he wants to be a YouTuber and he wants to make Rubik's Cube YouTube videos. My biggest advice to somebody for business stuff, skills stack. Like, just remember that like, you're almost never wasting your time learning a business skill. Learn to sell, learn to talk to people, learn to make short form content, like all that stuff. So like, down the road, when I finally find a private label opportunity that I'm excited about and want to build and scale, it'll be a real good asset to be able to make converting videos, and so like, having that skill stack on top of the skill of, blah blah blah, whatever, like you're not wasting your time. Like, spend that time to learn the skill, learn it right, learn from people who are smarter than you. Like, that stuff stacks. Like, the if you want to be good in business long term, like, that stuff, like, you don't have to outsource that, because, or when you outsource it, if they're full of crap, if they're actually good or not. And so that would be a big piece of advice I'd give people.
Yeah, for sure. What else you got, John? We don't want to keep you too much longer, but we had so many questions.
Hey, no, I'm here for it. Let's do it.
Are you doing a lot of editing for your TikTok shop videos?
So in the beginning, no, we realized that slightly editing them increased the results. And so we edit everything in the app now. We record, and then you just swipe up, and then it gives you the editing suite below. We do everything in there, so captions included. And so we edit out. Sometimes we edit out the ums and ahs, and then we try to have, especially that first 5 seconds, you want that's where you spend your editing time. And then the rest of it, you put a text hook, you put a call to action, in addition to whatever you say, you put a call to action in text at the end of the video too. And so that's the most editing. We have a couple that we edited like a ton, and we just you don't want to be not edited. You don't want to be over edited either, because people don't respond to that either.
Yeah, a lot of it I think is time breaks as well. I don't know if you've seen this with any of the courses or whatever, but I watched somebody talk about like every 1.5 seconds it's a new break, like a break, and all the successful people I see on TikTok, that's kind of how they do it. It's just like breaking it up to where you're like constantly capturing attention because like people don't even know what's going on. It's kind of like schizo type stuff. So that's a little piece of advice too. And I'm sure you can do it in the app or CapCut, whatever. So yeah.
Interesting.
Well, anything else, Sean?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot today. Do you have any parting words for the audience, Cody?
Parting words. It is February 27th, 2025. Yeah, no, I don't have any parting words. Work super hard, enjoy your family, go sell some crap on the internet. I'm rooting for you.
Sweet. Where can everyone find you?
Cody does Walmart on Instagram and pretty much everywhere Cody does Walmart. And then we also have a secondary page. I mentioned the leads group that we have. It's at our Bolo group. No, excuse me. We changed the name. It's at the Bolo Club on Instagram, and you can get more information on that there.
Cool deal. Thanks for being here. We will see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Smash that like button.
Yeah.